the battle we've all been waiting for. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. After a heated showdown in the 2023 NCAA Championship, these two college basketball superstars are back at it again. Who will reign supreme this time? This is more than just a rematch. This is about settling a score, proving who's the true queen of college basketball, and showing the world who's really the boss. And on this day, Caitlin Clark did just that. Buckle up, folks, because this game is going down in history. To truly understand why this game was so intense, we have to go back to the 2023 NCAA Championship. It was there that Angel Reese's LSU Tigers stunned Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes to take home the trophy. But that's not what everyone remembers. The moment that took over headlines, Angel Reese standing over Clark, delivering the now iconic "You can't see me" taunt. That gesture sparked a firestorm. Social media exploded, the sports world debated it for weeks, and the rivalry between these two fierce competitors became personal. Clark, proud and relentless competitor, took that loss to heart, and from that day on, basketball fans everywhere knew that when these two met again, it would be nothing short of a showdown for the ages. Fast forward to the day of the rematch. The hype was unreal. Every basketball fan had this game circled on their calendar. The arena was packed to the rafters with fans, celebrities, and scouts. The buzz was electric, and the tension could be felt in the air. Everyone knew that this wasn't just a regular game. It was a battle for bragging rights, for redemption, for dominance. The warm-ups felt different. Both teams had their game faces on, but all eyes were glued to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. The intensity in their body language said it all. They weren't just here to play basketball. They were here to take each other down. This was a statement game. As soon as the ball tipped, it was obvious that Caitlin Clark had come to make her mark. Within the first minute, she pulled up from deep, launching a 40-foot three-pointer that seemed to defy physics. The ball soared through the air and splashed through the net. The crowd erupted in a deafening roar. Clark didn't stop to celebrate. She turned around, locked in, her eyes blazing with intensity. This wasn't just a shot. It was a message. Clark was relentless. She pushed the tempo, weaving through LSU's defense like a master conductor. Before LSU knew it, she had drained 3 deep threes in just the first 5 minutes. Every shot felt like a dagger, each one pushing the momentum further in Iowa's favor. Angel Reese, a defensive powerhouse, couldn't do much but watch as Clark danced around defenders and dropped bucket after bucket. But it wasn't just the scoring. Clark was everywhere. Her court vision was on full display, threading needle passes that cut through the defense like a knife. She made impossible plays look easy, racking up assists and keeping the LSU defense guessing. Just when it looked like Caitlin Clark was going to run away with the game, Angel Reese stepped up and did what she does best: dominate the paint. Reese, known for her relentless rebounding and physical play, wasn't about to let Clark have the spotlight without a fight. Reese started by asserting her presence in the post, muscling through double teams and finishing tough layups despite the contact. Her footwork was flawless, and her ability to score inside made life difficult for Iowa's defense. Every time Clark hit a big shot, Reese would answer with a powerful drive to the hoop, bullying her way to the rim. It wasn't just about scoring, though. Reese controlled the boards, grabbing rebounds with authority. It seemed like every missed shot ended up in her hands, and she made sure to capitalize on second-chance opportunities. With every and-one finish, she flexed her muscles and let Clark, and everyone in the building, know that this game was far from over. As the game progressed, it became more than just a physical battle. It was a mental chess match. Caitlin Clark, with her basketball IQ, began reading LSU's defensive schemes, exploiting mismatches and setting up plays with surgical precision. She wasn't just shooting, she was controlling the game. At one point, Clark switched gears, focusing less on scoring and more on playmaking. She delivered a jaw-dropping behind-the-back assist in transition, threading the ball between 2 defenders to her teammate for a wide-open layup. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. Clark's ability to shift gears from scorer to facilitator was a sight to behold. Meanwhile, Reese doubled down on her physicality. She bullied her way through the paint, drawing fouls and wearing down Iowa's bigs. Each possession became a test of wills, with Reese and Clark locked in a battle of skill versus strength. Both players knew they couldn't afford a single misstep. And then it happened. The game was tied with just under a minute to go. Pressure was on. Every fan in the building was on the edge of their seat. Caitlin Clark dribbled up the court, eyes scanning the defense, looking for her moment. LSU sent a double team, but it didn't matter. Clark saw it coming. With the shot clock winding down, Clark took a dribble to her left, crossed over her defender, and stepped back from well beyond the arc, 35 feet out. The crowd held its breath. Time seemed to slow down as the ball soared through the air. And then, swish! The arena erupted as Clark drilled the game-winning three, her final exclamation point on a historic performance. As the final buzzer sounded, Caitlin Clark was swarmed by her teammates. She had done it. 40 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. It was a performance for the ages. And more than the stats, it was the way she carried herself. Confidence, the swagger. On this day, Caitlin Clark was undeniably the boss. But Angel Reese? She didn't back down either. In the post-game interviews, Reese acknowledged Clark's brilliance, but you could see it in her eyes. This rivalry is far from over. Reese vowed to come back stronger, prove that this was just one chapter in an epic saga between two of the best players the game has ever seen. What this game represented was more than just a victory or defeat. It was a moment for women's basketball, a moment for future generations, and a moment that solidified Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as icons of the sport. Their rivalry, their fire, their determination, it's what makes basketball beautiful. And the best part? This story is far from over. Clark may have shown who's boss tonight, but there's no doubt Reese will be back with a vengeance. As the dust settles from one of the most talked about rivalries in college basketball, the big question is, what's next for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? These two phenomenal athletes have already cemented their legacies at the college level, but the future is even more exciting. Will their rivalry continue in the WNBA? Will they define a new era for women's basketball? Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are destined for the WNBA, and it's only a matter of time before we see them battling it out on the professional stage. Clark's sharpshooting ability and her jaw-dropping court vision make her a perfect fit for a team looking to light up the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's dominance in the paint, her relentless rebounding, and her tough-as-nails defense will make her a force in the league. Imagine Clark hitting those deep threes in the WNBA, while Reese is muscling her way to double-doubles in the paint. The thought of these two stars clashing in the pros has everyone excited. But it's not just about individual talent, it's about how they'll elevate the game as a whole. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. What if Clark and Reese end up on rival WNBA teams? The rivalry that began in college could escalate to a whole new level. Picture this: Clark draining a game-winning three over Reese, or Reese blocking one of Clark's shots at the buzzer. These matchups wouldn't just be must-watch television, they could become the new face of women's basketball. The media, fans, the entire basketball world would be glued to every matchup, debating who's the better player. Clark's finesse and Reese's physicality are two different styles, but when they clash, sparks fly. This rivalry is only just beginning. But this rivalry isn't just about two great players. It's about shaping the future of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are already household names, bringing new attention to the game. Their rivalry could draw in more fans, boost TV ratings, and inspire the next generation of players. Imagine young girls watching Clark and Reese go head-to-head and dreaming of one day playing on that stage. These two aren't just competing. They're role models, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in women's sport. Their rivalry could change the narrative, showing the world that women's basketball is just as exciting, just as intense, just as competitive as any other sport. So, as Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese continue their journey to basketball greatness, one thing is for sure: this rivalry is far from over. Whether it's on the college stage, the WNBA court, or even in the Olympics, these two are going to keep pushing each other to new heights. The next chapter is waiting to be written. Who will come out on top in the end? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, basketball world can't wait to find